Hey, this is a small video on a small game, Nintendo 3DS. Well, this is more than just a video. This is a rant on the Nintendo ID network for the eShop. Okay, I'm not going to take out all my systems and open them up because I don't have to, because this is just on the ID network. Now Nintendo has it where you have to create an ID network in order to use the eShop to download games, download demos, video, etc. It's okay idea, I guess, but I have one little problem about it. I have my ID network on here, right, on my original Nintendo. Now, I can link this ID to my Nintendo, my Club Nintendo account, okay? So if I download games, I pay for games and download games, I get coins on the Club Nintendo because it's linked to this ID on the system. Now, in order for me to use the eShop on my XL, I have to create a totally different ID. I can't use the same one that's on here. So now I have two IDs. One for this one, that's connected to my Club Nintendo, and one for this one, that's not connected to my Club Nintendo. I'll continue in a second. Now I have my 2DS. Now if I want to go to the eShop and I want to play games, demos, and videos and stuff like that, once again I had to create another ID network. Another ID. I couldn't just use the same one. I have a username and I have a password. But I can't use that same username password that's on here for this one and for this one. It only accepts one at a time. That's so silly. If you have an ID, you can connect it to what you want, right? Isn't that common sense? No, I have to create three different IDs for three different systems. Now, this is my rant. Being that my Club Nintendo is connected to this one, I can connect my Club Nintendo to these two now. Okay? So I'm limited. That's the only thing. I'm not allowed to connect my Club Nintendo account to my 3DS to gain coins when I purchase a game to the systems that I downloaded on. For example, say I want a game. Say I feel like playing it on the little 3DS. Fun. I download it, and it goes to the Club Nintendo and I get my coins. But some games I want to download, I want to play it on the 2DS, just because it's fun on the 2DS. But if I download the game, I won't get the coins when I go to Club Nintendo because the Club Nintendo won't recognize it because my main ID is connected to the first one. What's the point of having an ID? That doesn't make no sense. You mean to tell me I can't use the same ID for all three systems? I have to have three different IDs in order to use it? That doesn't make sense. So what good is the ID? That's only good if you only own one system. But Nintendo fans, the whole point is we bought the XL because it's a nicer version. Then we bought the 2DS because it's a great version. I actually do like this one, even though it doesn't have the 3D, which they should have added, but that's another thing. But this is a really nice system. Nintendo ID. There's no reason for it. There's no purpose to have it. If it's connected to this, if I have my ID, I put my username, my password, my email, I should be able to connect the same username, password, and email to this one, the same username, password, and email to this one. That doesn't make sense that I have to have three different accounts. Okay, and I only could link one to get coins from one system at a time. That defeats the whole purpose. That literally defeats the whole purpose. This doesn't make no sense to that. They should have never came out with the idea. I think it's a silly idea. There was no purpose to that. There was no purpose to that. And I'm also hearing people, which I had a problem because I had an ID and I deleted it because I don't know, for some reason I just deleted it, and then I created a new one and I wind up losing whatever games I had on here, whatever games I already purchased in the past. So to me, there's no benefit to it to have that Nintendo ID. If you can't have your Nintendo ID connected to all your systems, you're only allowed to connect it to one system. Take a choice, whatever system you want, and your Wii U, which I don't have. Silly idea. They should have never came out with it. Nintendo ID is the silliest thing I ever heard of. It was so much better without that because before in the past, if I downloaded games on this, I would get coins on my Club Nintendo. If I downloaded games on this, I would get coins on my Club Nintendo. Now I'm limited to this, where if I want to get coins, I have to put the games on this one specific system, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to do. It's not worth it. That was the whole purpose of me getting all three different systems, is because I wanted to play different games on different systems. Some games are more fun on this one. Some games are more fun on this one. Some games are more fun on this one. It's a preference thing. It's a preference thing. But Club Nintendo ID, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, I'll see you later.